Hello my friends, and welcome back to week 3 of NaNoWriMo. If you haven't seen the previous couple weeks, I have been working on my rough draft of Project Engaged, which is an engagement story. You follow this couple through their engagement and the reality of wedding planning and the fun of it, but also the stress of it, and there's a bunch more that happens in it. But we are about halfway through. Last week I took a break. I posted our gender reveal. Very excited about that, to announce that we're having a little boy. Super excited. I was very surprised but over the moon about it, and I can't wait to have a little boy. That aside, I decided that I needed to take a break. The first 2 weeks of this NaNoWriMo went actually really well. I wrote a lot every single day. I had a lot that I was working with. I was just really enjoying it. And then I did try and start week 3 when it was supposed to start, and I could not do it. I tried really hard, and yeah, I got about 1 day in, and I was super excited for it too. I took Sunday off because I was that ahead on words that I was able to. Took Sunday off, spent the day relaxing and refilling my creative well. Monday came along, it started. I went down to our apartment clubhouse where I've been doing a lot of writing, and I wrote not even a full page in like 2 hours, and I kind of had a mental breakdown. I came up here and I laid in the bed and I cried, and I'm not exactly sure why. I just like kind of crashed out, and the thought of writing was starting to give me a lot of anxiety, and I was starting to feel really overwhelmed and too far away from pushing myself to the point where it was kind of crippling to think about writing, which is not my intention at all. Yes, I'm doing this challenge and trying to finish my rough draft, but not at the extent that it's going to cost me enjoying writing, at least to some extent, and like being happy with my work. And so I had my mental breakdown. I kind of thought a little bit more about where I want the story to go, and I wrote about 5 pages. But we had plans with my in-laws that night, and we went out and we came home, and I was really discouraged that I didn't hit my word count. And then the next day I woke up and just crippling anxiety of I do not want to write. I don't know what I'm doing. I just felt really incompetent and really lost and really overwhelmed and really afraid to even just pick up my notebook and just like word vomit. So I texted Dylan and I was like, hey, what if I take this week off? What if I really focus in on the story and refilling myself creatively and think more about where I want it to go and how I want the second half to go? Because I've really been thinking about the beginning of the story and what I want to happen and how I want how I just want it to go, and it's been really good, but I really don't think that I've spent a lot of time thinking about the second half of the story. And like, we're working towards a wedding obviously because we're following their engagement, but at a certain point, like, it just becomes really repetitive of them having meetings and conversations about wedding planning, and I was just getting really stressed out about it, and I hadn't really thought much of where I actually wanted the story to go beyond like just like the reality of getting to the wedding. I didn't think about like the nitty-gritty of the second half. So I decided that, you know what, it's time to take a break and really dive in and think about the second half of the story. So I've done a lot of reading, I've done a lot of some knitting and just cleaning and listening to music and creatively refilling myself the last couple days. But it's Wednesday and I want to sit down and really like put down on paper what I've been thinking about in terms of the second half of the story. So I've been doing some outlining and like I looked up the Save the Cat method for like beats of the story because I feel like I'm kind of missing some of them, and the beginning half is a little bit dragged out. Because like the big plot, I guess, just happened. It's not really, I guess. I'm thinking about it and I think of it as a halfway point, but honestly it's probably later than the halfway point, or just about the halfway point. So yeah, that's gonna happen. I've thought about like I know like the next specifics of what needs to happen in the story, but beyond that, I'm like kind of lost. I'm like, how much of like the wedding do I want to show? How much of the wedding week do I want to show? Stuff like that. So I just really want to sit down and work on this outline and figure it all out. So we have a lot going on. I'm uploading files for a video that I need to edit on my laptop, and I really want to type it up so I can like move stuff around really easily. So I'm actually typing on my Remarkable, which I don't use all the time, but it is something that I'm always grateful to be like, yeah, I can use this and like pull it out and write on it. And it's hooked up to my Google Drive, which is what I use a lot, like Google Docs, what I use a lot for my writing. So I'm gonna probably just type it all out and then end up actually printing it out because I'm a physical copy kind of girl. So I'm gonna sit here and work on this and yeah, just figure it out. Hello friends, and welcome to day 15 of NaNoWriMo April. We are halfway, which is super exciting. As you know, I did take a week off to just contemplate my story and really think about like where we wanted to go and creatively refill myself, because writing every single day, over 1,000 words every single day, is just a lot. So I really needed to take some time to like breathe for a second and really just think about really where I want my story to go. So it ended up being really good. I ended up having just a really good week last week, recharging and we have been getting ready to move, so we did some packing and stuff like that also. And it was just a good week and I feel ready. I do feel a little bit anxious still. I'm not exactly sure why, because like, I don't know. It's literally just like the rough draft, so I don't know why like it's making me nervous and why it took like halfway through the challenge for me to actually start getting nervous. But oh well, it is what it is. We are where we are. So I just ran the numbers. We are at 16,059 words, which is great because we're only supposed to be at 15,596 words. So we are 500 words ahead still, which is fantastic. I love being ahead just in case something happens or I do continue to have like rough days where we're not meeting my word count goal or anything like that. So yeah, just really good overall. Really happy with where we're at. I am ready to write for the day. I have printed out my outline. I've also been looking at the Save the Cat beat sheet, just so that way I can make sure that like I'm hitting all of my like things I want to be hitting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we are going to get to writing. I did clean off my desk yesterday, just because I thought that would be a nice space to write in. So we're gonna go write at my desk. Alrighty guys, I just counted and I wrote 1,365 words today. Yay! So that's like 250 words more than I technically needed to. But it was good. It was actually really good. I did get distracted a handful of times, and yeah, but I knew where I was going. Like, I kind of left in the middle of a scene that I knew what was going to happen. So she had a good conversation with her dad, which was a scene that I didn't know I needed, but I think it is needed. And then she's doing like a catering event kind of. So I'm in the middle of that scene right now. And then, yeah, after that, after this like catering scene, I have a list of like important wedding scenes that I want to make sure that I include. I don't know how I want to do it because I think that I'm getting a little bit too caught up on like the transition between scenes and like adding too much detail, because I know that's something that my first novel, when I wrote it, it was just like something I did not care enough about, and I really wanted to like really focus on like including that. But I feel like I don't know, I feel like I am including too much now, and so we're spending too much time on like the in-between scenes. And I'm trying to think of like bigger scenes that I want to make sure that I include. So I made a list, and part of me wants to just like write those scenes out as like their own things and then kind of like incorporate them later on, or like just like write like the scenes and then actually like string it all together afterwards, because then I can like kind of move it around and see a little bit more how I want to do it. So I'm kind of debating about doing that, but I haven't decided yet. So I don't know. I know I'm going to finish this scene, but I'm probably going to have to start like the next scene tomorrow, because I'm already probably halfway through this catering scene right now. So I don't know. There are just like given like wedding events that are going to happen, and I don't know exactly how I want to like include them. Because we're following a longer like span of time, but I feel like I'm not communicating that well. Like I've really, like it's only been like 3 weeks roughly since I started the novel, and we're really far in. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know that this beginning is gonna need spread out over a longer period of time, but I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just take the rest of the day to clean and creatively refill myself, and just like think about what I want to do tomorrow in terms of writing. Hello friends, we are on day 16 of writing my novel in a month. I just added up the numbers. We are at 17,424 words, which crazy. We are 700 words ahead of schedule, which is great. And yeah, I decided where I'm gonna go today. I did a lot of thinking about like just like the next scene and like what I was gonna be writing today, because I don't know, I was just really getting overwhelmed, and I was just like, just think about like what I'm gonna write tomorrow. So I figured it out. I'm ready for it. I have some blueberry cottage cheese protein muffins that I'm gonna probably be snacking on. I have my water. I did already have a cup of coffee today. So yeah, we are ready to write. I'm all dressed up. Do you ever have days where you just feel unmotivated, and so you're just like, I'm gonna dress up, I'm gonna make today a good day? That was me this morning, excuse me. So I'm wearing my wedding earrings, put my hair up. Yeah, so we're all set. I'm super excited. Well, I don't know about super. Yeah, I'm actually more excited than I was yesterday. So that's good. It's always a good thing to be excited to write. So I think we're just gonna dive right into it. day 17. We are at 18,784 words, which is super exciting. Part of me is like, are we gonna make it to 10,000 words today? I mean 20,000 words today, because that would be literally insane. Yeah, so that's awesome. And then we are going to a coffee shop today with my sister-in-law, so I need to pack up my things and probably head out here in the next little bit. I think I'm just gonna wait until I get there to start writing. So yeah, let's go. I feel like one of the trickiest parts of this challenge is figuring out my writing routine. But I do also think it's helped a lot in figuring out my writing routine, because I feel like I haven't really like formed a good writing routine up to this point. I would kind of just write whenever, but definitely through this writing routine or like this challenge of writing my novel in a month, I have definitely figured out that writing in the morning is what's best for me. Ideally between like 9 and noon is like my best like productive writing time, which is so interesting, because I feel like that is like the period of time during the day where like I just kind of like mosey through life and I'm like, what should I be doing like on a normal day. So the fact that like that's when I write the best is kind of convenient, because like normally nothing's scheduled during that time. So today, well, yesterday I ended up going to that coffee shop with my sister-in-law. It was super cute. If you're in Phoenix, the Bookish shop, definitely recommend. Adorable. It was a bookstore coffee shop. Like the aesthetic and the ambiance was so there. I loved it. It was pretty full when we were there, and that was literally just like a Thursday morning, so I can't imagine how crazy it gets during the weekend. But my grand total words was 620, which is not very many. Was a little disappointing that I didn't write as much as I thought I was going to. My morning kind of just got away from me yesterday. We wrote and we brainstormed and we hung out and we chatted, and it's been a minute since I've seen her, so I kind of was anticipating not getting a ton done, but even still I did write a good bit. So you know, is what it is. We're continuing on. Already this morning I am almost 400 words in. Dylan and I woke up pretty early and we went to go visit one of our good friends who just started a job at a coffee shop. So we got up early, had a fun little coffee shop date before he had to head off to work, so that was really fun. I have like a list of important scenes that I want to happen before the end of the book that I'm kind of focusing on more than like the transition periods, which is good. And I feel like they've just been like flowing nicely, but like I don't know, I just have to accept the fact that it's gonna need edited, which it's supposed to need to get edited. Like, I'm not writing the final draft right now. We're literally just putting words down on paper, and I don't know, I feel like I'm getting a little stuck in my head of like, this isn't good enough. Like, it's not supposed to be good enough. Like, we are not writing a novel for people to read. We are writing a zero draft that is just like the ideas on the page. So I definitely think after this challenge is done, I'm gonna need to put the story away for a little bit and just let it like marinate over there, and I'll come back to it when I do. I think I'm gonna need just some time away from it, maybe even until after the baby is born, to pick it back up. I definitely am very glad that I did take that week off just to brainstorm the second half of the story, and I feel confident with where we're going, and like knowing what I'm gonna do, but also just kind of over it for lack of a better word. Anyways, long tangent, but I'm gonna write and I'll update you guys later with how many words I end up getting down on the page today. Oh my gosh, guys, I just wrote out the ending of my novel in bullet points, and oh my gosh, like, I feel like I'm gonna need to add some things, work some things around when I go back to like revise it, but oh my gosh, having this written down actually makes me excited. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that it's all like written down and outlined, and that's crazy. Oh my gosh. I think writing it down like this like really makes it feel more real, so that's exciting and crazy and like so much fun. So hello my friends, it is day 21 of NaNoWriMo April. I took off yesterday. We had a get together with Dylan's siblings, and I just decided that I thought it would be best if I just took the day off. So I wrote zero words yesterday. Didn't update you, but you know, it is what it is. Our grand total at the moment before I write today is 22,302 words, which is amazing. So happy about it. I'm like, yeah, over the moon that's what it is. And we're supposed to be at 22,280 words. So I guess we're more like 20 words over right now. I've been listening to the audiobook of The Wedding Dress by Rachel Hawk. It is a Christian novel, Christian like wedding novel. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of dual timeline, and it's been like a really fun story to listen to and like follow along with, in order to like just like refill me and like inspire me in terms of the wedding stuff. One of the characters, she owns a wedding dress boutique too, so that has been really fun to listen to and like really refresh me in terms of like wedding and writing and just like storytelling. So that's been a really fun book to listen to. I'm listening to it though, I do have to remind myself, like, you're not writing up to this quality. Like, this is a finished, published novel versus like my rough draft that I'm writing. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna get to writing. We only have 10 days left of this challenge, which is amazing. I'm definitely excited to be done, that's for sure, but I am also like happy that things are going as well as they are. So hi, you can't tell, but it's an hour and a half later. I literally sat down and wrote like 4 sentences, and then I was like, wow, I'm starving. I like haven't really eaten, and the house has been a disaster, and I told Dylan that I would clean, and I don't know, I was just like overwhelmed by other life things. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit down, I'm just gonna take a pause on the writing and clean and eat. And I did, and I feel so much better, and like life just looks so much better. So anyways, I am getting like kind of tired, guys. It was just such a long weekend, and I'm like really starting to get burnt out and tired of the story, just because I feel like I've been working on it so much, and yeah, I don't know, like I love that I have been working on it so much, but I don't know, I'm ready to work on something else. So besides the point, I'm gonna sit down and write for realsies this time. Literally on my page right here, this is what I wrote. Hello my friends, it is now well into May. As you probably saw, I did not post last week, and I'm really sorry for that. I have decided that I am ending NaNoWriMo. We had a really good run. We wrote a lot of words, but it's just becoming too much. So last I talked to you guys, it was day 21, and I ended up writing 673 words that day, which isn't terrible. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what I wrote. I was really focusing on actually writing like their actual engagement out, because that is a story that I want to have, even if it's not included in the book. But I know I wanted to write it, so I was really trying to focus on that. And then the next day was Dylan's birthday, and we had friends in town, and now we are leaving for Ohio in less than 2 weeks, and life is just crazy. Literally, there's a huge pile of stuff behind you guys. And it's kind of a lot. There's a lot going on, and I really think that I just need to like take a pause on writing for right now. Not indefinitely, but just for right now, and then we will come back to it. But yeah, things that I have like kind of taken away from this challenge is I do think that my break harmed more than helped. I think skipping a day, maybe 2, can be helpful, but I think that skipping that whole week really like was not good for me. I think I should have just taken 1 or 2 days of planning and then jumped right back on the horse and kept writing. But you know, it's okay. We live and we learn. I didn't know that that was how I was going to react to a break, so oh well. Some other tips are just like really prioritizing writing throughout the day, like making that my spare moments, like snatching them up for writing instead of doing other random things. I do think that having like a set word count or page number or time limit is super helpful. So I think that knowing that I needed to write 8 pages every day was really, really helpful. It was definitely really daunting in the beginning. I think that if I were to do this challenge again, I would want to have more of a prep-tober, that way we have more of an outline, and I have been consistently writing up to that point, just like loosely. I think that that would have helped a lot, but honestly, like overall, it was an amazing experience. I had a really good time. I have never pushed myself that hard intentionally in terms of writing. I know that Dylan investing in me and my writing was a huge support. And so maybe having a cheerleader is super helpful. Yeah, I don't think I could have done this challenge as well as I did without like Dylan checking in with me and being invested in my word count and all of the things. So our grand total words that we got to is 22,975 words. It is a little frustrating that we're only 25 words away from 23,000 words, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, now that we are in May, I really need to shift gears and focus on moving. I really do want to do this challenge again, potentially in November when like the rest of the writing community is doing it. I think that that would be super, super helpful. If I could like do NaNoWriMo with everyone. But I honestly don't know what my November is going to be looking like. I know we have a wedding in November. We're going to have a baby by November. So I don't know how realistic a goal of writing that much in November would be. But I'm hoping to write a lot between now and November also. So we will see. But yeah, I am going to have a series coming out that I'm super excited about that'll be coming out through the month of June, which will be so much fun. I'm like super, super excited about it. And then what else? We're moving, so keep an eye out for moving content. We had our baby shower, so keep an eye out for baby shower content. If you have any videos that you want me to film, I really want to include some pregnancy updates because we're almost into the 3rd trimester, which is crazy. So I just kind of want to talk about my experience with my pregnancy and stuff. And I know I need to talk about all of the books that I've read so far this year because I have done a lot of reading, but I haven't been vlogging a lot of that because I've been more focusing on the writing side. I am going to be taking some online classes throughout the summer, So I don't know exactly how my writing is going to look in terms of that, but I am taking a storytelling class, so I'm hoping that the creative side of my writing will still continue to like be a part. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We have a lot coming, a lot of exciting videos, so subscribe if you want to see any of that and more. I love the little community that we are growing. Thank you so much. And if you're invested in my writing, also subscribe, because I am going to continue to be posting content about that. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you next Thursday for another video. If you want to see a little bit more of my daily routine, you can check me out over on Instagram at The Catholic Writer, or just Cabrini Sense. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.